The very latest, we call it the Hannity Washington briefing with Karoline Leavitt, is White House press secretary, Karoline herself. You want to respond to that crazy montage?
I would love to, Sean. Clearly, the Democrats learned nothing from their devastating defeat on November 5th, because this is exactly what the American people voted for.
Exactly.
President Trump campaigned alongside Elon Musk, and President Trump promised voters on the campaign that he was going to make our government more efficiency. He came up with the idea of Doge, and he told everybody in the world he would be appointing Elon Musk to cut through the waste, fraud, and abuse that has plagued our federal government for far too long and has ripped off hardworking taxpayers. And I think it shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody that that's what Elon is doing at the direction of President Trump. The only surprise here is the vast amount of waste, fraud, and abuse that we have uncovered, and we are just getting started. And
they just getting started. I like the way that she just put everything. What the Democrats is doing and going against what the American people want. They put Donald Trump in office with Elon Musk. Like she said, he told you exactly what was to do. He told you exactly who was to appoint and what he was to be doing when he appointed them. And he's doing exactly that. And Democrats is going from state to state, yelling for anybody that listen to him, calling Doge evil, just that and the third. It just doesn't make sense with America. It don't align with what the American people want at this point.
I mean, at this point, it's like when you're appointed to a position, that means exactly what it is.
Yeah, you're appointed.
You're appointed.
Yeah.
So the idea that someone should have voted on something is crazy, and if it was going to be voted on, it would be voted on by people who appointed him in the first place. So we did all that, and when you really look at it, he's exposing
a lot that's been going on. It's starting like
and it's a definite detriment to the people.
Yeah, he said he found over $10 billion so far. He said at the end of it, they probably gonna find like $1 trillion.
Yeah.
I thought you like, yo, we're just getting started, because $10 billion is a long way away from $1 trillion.
Yeah. They're digging.
Of waste, fraud, and abuse that we have uncovered, and we are just getting started. And the Democrats are so incredibly out of touch. If you look at the public polling, 56% of the public supports President Trump's freeze on foreign aid. The most recent CBS poll shows that the vast majority of Americans support.
People in America are struggling right now. The last thing we care about is some damn foreign aid. We need aid ourselves.
Facts. Everybody's hurting right now, and then you got people still recovering from natural disasters.
Yeah,
it's
right here at home.
Right here at home.
On foreign aid, the most recent CBS poll shows that the vast majority of Americans support what President Trump is doing. In fact, his favorability rating has never been higher. So while the Democrats continue to hoot and holler in the streets, acting completely deranged, President Trump and Elon Musk and our entire administration are going to continue to go line by line and treat this federal government like a business. Money in, money out. And what do we actually need to spend money on to advance America's interests? That is our goal here. That's all that's happening. Anything else is fear-mongering by the left, because they're
definitely doing a lot of fear-mongering, and the government got to do what we do every day in every American household. You got to balance the budget. Look what's coming in, look what's going out, and balance it from there, because for far too long, it's been more going out than what's been coming in, and that's why the deficit been growing.
And it will never work if that's the case.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening. Anything else is fear-mongering by the left, because they don't have a real message, and they're deranged. There's no other way to put it.
And you're right.
What is their message at this point?
The inquiring minds wants to know.
About the president's approval rating, 70% of people in that very poll you referenced say all the president's doing is what he promised. This is how the American people describe President Trump: tough, energetic, focused, effective, all of which is true. And now we find out that in spite of the president's executive action, that FEMA sent $59 million last week to pay for luxury New York City hotels.
It's crazy.
In spite of the order. What actions are available for the president at this point?
Good question.
We'll have Tom Homan on in a minute.
Well, I know that Secretary Noem and her team have confirmed that all those who were involved in hitting send on that $59 million payment against the president's executive orders and his agenda will be terminated. And I know, Tom.
You are fired. And you better be glad you're not going to get locked up going against executive order. We signed that into law for a reason. When you go against that, you're now breaking the law. And then when we did the video and we found out that $50 million that went to the hotel, they're getting twice what the room is worth.
Is what the room is worth, yeah.
And every room is filled up. So whoever hit send on that, whoever was even around the cubicles when they had send, all of y'all gotta go.
All y'all got it's just a mess right now.
Yeah.
Home and I'll let him speak on it. My dear colleague and friend has very strong feelings about those who continue to leak information about ICE's deportation efforts. We are not going to allow rogue bureaucrats in this city to obstruct the will of the American people.
Facts.
Again, President Trump was elected on a mandate to implement the policies that he promised.
Yeah.
Mass deportations, cutting fraud and abuse out of our federal government, lowering inflation, and restoring peace around this world. And our entire team is focused on delivering on those priorities. President Trump is working at a breakneck speed.
Yes.
And there are obstructionists who are trying to block his agenda. But we are going to continue moving ahead. And anybody who tries to block the will of the American people will face consequences for that.
It's crazy.
Let me go back to where
before you block us, we're gonna steamroll you over.
Yeah, I wonder if they could go get that money from the 59 million back that just got sent. I wonder if they could go recollect that money.
Yeah, they need to figure something out.
And if they said that that's illegal migrants that's in there, why they not going to get them up out of there?
It makes no sense. It's like literally at the time when they're
looking for
rounding them up and getting them out of here.
Yeah.
Look,
it's a whole hotel full of
problematic ones.
The whole hotel.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole hotel full of people.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I was with Eric Trump, and that is the Democrats. They want to double down on men and women's sports and protecting those unvetted Biden-Harris illegals in the country, including known terrorists, rapists, murderers, gang members, cartel members, which is insane. I scroll all of the billions of dollars in waste, fraud, abuse, and corruption. Then, you want to talk about thievery. The people they're stealing from by abusing taxpayer money are the taxpayers. And if this is where the Democratic Party is, you couple that with who they elected the leadership of the DNC, how does that help them in the future? Is this the agenda they think the American people want?
If they think this is what the American people want, that means y'all far out of touch from what the people want. Because the stuff that the people want is everything that he just listed. This is what the people want. This is why they put Trump in office. This is why he won by a landslide. So y'all going against everything that the people want, and it makes zero sense.
It looks like a situation where they're trying to tell the people what they want instead of listening to what the people are saying.
Yeah, it's like at this point, it's like I'm glad because it seems like the Republicans are getting to a lot of stuff that just make common sense. It shouldn't be men and female sports. It shouldn't be all this that's going on. It's like they're getting back to common sense, and I like the way that they're going. To me, the Democrat used to be a party for the people. Right now, they seem like anything but that.
Yeah, they seem like capitalists.
Yeah.
Them in the future. Is this the agenda they think the American people want?
I don't think it helps them at all. So I hope that they keep saying the things they are saying and protesting outside of these federal government buildings that have been, again, ripping off the American taxpayers. I mean, you had Senator Chris Coons, Democratic senator, actually defending sending millions of dollars to Iraq to fund a Sesame Street program. I bet you the vast majority of Americans don't want their tax dollars going to funding Sesame Street in Iraq. What does that do for hardworking American families who have been struggling with the cost of living because of the Biden-Harris administration? It does nothing. And President Trump is restoring common sense, not just to Washington, D.C., not just to the United States of America, but to the entire...
These are like hundreds of millions of dollars at a pop.
Yeah.
That are going to multiple countries all over the world. This makes no damn sense. And then the money is being sent to for different things, but as you look at the things that are being assisted, Those are some of the things that need to be assisted here.
Yes. Yes.
Which makes no sense.
Yeah.
That it's going out when it should be here.
Right here. People cannot afford to be paying $10 for 12 eggs right now. It's just utterly ridiculous what's going on right now. And a lot of this money getting sent out, I'm pretty sure that got something to do with the inflation.
Yeah, you're seeing about sustainable economics. Yes. You're seeing about schools. Yes. You're seeing about health. Like, it's a little bit of everything that's been scrolling here.
Yeah.
And we need the help.
It's like the last 4 years, all we've been hearing about is schools closing down. In every state, more and more schools is closing down. And they talking about there is no funding to keep these schools open. But we see all the funding is going out right here.
What's the funny thing to me is this is called U.S. aid. But it's not aid in the U.S.
It's not aiding us at all.
Entire world, and you're already seeing the effects of that ring, and the American people are very happy with what President Trump is doing at that White House every single day.
Yeah.
How do you like your new friends in the media?
Well, I love my job very much, and I love speaking the truth. And I'll tell you, Sean, they are loving the access and the transparency that they are receiving from President Trump in our White House. He did another press conference in the Oval Office today. And even those that don't like him will tell you that they like the truth and the transparency. And it's a breath of fresh air after the past 4 years of lies from the previous administration.
It's definitely a breath of fresh air. Over the last 4 years, President Joe Biden would barely even come out and talk. It seems now that we keep hearing from Trump every day, or we hearing from her, or we seeing news reports come out. This is done. He just talked to Putin. He just did this and this. Or it's like, how are you doing all of this in this short of span of time? But it's definitely like the way the things are going, and it looks like we definitely in for a change this 4 years. Then we just came back from the last 4 years that everybody trying their best to forget that last 4 years. For most people, I know this was a horrible 4 years.
Yeah, people want to see things better, and they want to see things cleared up.
Yeah.
If it's an issue, fix it.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
You got to find the problem. You fix the problem.
Yeah. And transparency. There was no transparency the last 4 years, but it seemed like now there's some transparency. There's reports coming out. It's just an abundance of information. If you want to know the information,
if you want to know, it's accessible.
The information is definitely out there. Before we get out to the video, if you didn't like, subscribe, or leave a comment, make sure you do that. Until our next video, it's Tremaine Jones.
It's Lamar Wilson.
And we out.